All right. Well, welcome to our Data Science Master's Program alumni panel. We are so excited to have four wonderful alums here with us and a great turnout of students as well. Um, I am going to, in a second, throw this over to, I'll start with Jiwoo because she is at the top block I have here. But I just want to start off by thanking everybody by asking each of you to introduce yourselves and talk a little bit about what you do and how you got there.
Yeah,
And thank you to everybody for joining. Jiwoo, I'm going to start with you.
yeah. Before I start, can I have one question? How long should it be my talk right now?
Well, let's see. How
Like
about somewhere around 5 minutes-ish or
5 minutes? Got it. Yeah.
or somewhere around there. I don't have a timer, so don't worry too much.
Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I'm Jiu Seo. I'm Korean. I was an international student like many of us right now. I graduated from GW's Masters in Data Science in last May. My background is a little unconventional, I would say. I started with the Bachelor's of Art degree in philosophy, and worked in corporate strategy and consulting. And also, I have a 1.5 years of work experience as a big business insight analyst at tech in Korea. And also, I did some bit of marketing too before I transitioned into data science. Currently, I am a data analyst in a in-house marketing agency for LG Electronics, and I'm in New Jersey right now. So yeah, I'm excited to share my job search journey with you all. And then I want to talk about how I landed my role, what I have learned along the way. Hopefully, my experience can help you navigate your job searching. Yeah. So as I mentioned, I started with the non-engineering background. So um, before getting into data science, my like roles are focused on more like getting the business insight. Little bit of background on my last role before GW Data Science is that I handle the social media big data, and then I wrote lots of like business reports for clients. And that's how I decide to pursue masters in data science because I had that desire to blend my like my business insight thinking into more analytical like technical side. So yeah, so the job market. So I was like doing job searching in 2024. The job market was challenging, as always, but there were like lots of layoffs in big tech at the time. So I had to be really. I needed the strategy, and to be honest, a little bit of persistence because it wasn't easy for me. Yeah. So my strategy, one of my strategies was I tried to get as many as referrals as I can, but to be honest, it doesn't really help me to get a job because I was targeting the entry level roles, where companies get like lots of like referred candidates. Since like refers I got was not directly coming from the team or hiring manager, it really didn't like help me to get a job. But I still wanna highlight the importance of like building connections because the network that I built definitely helped me to get a job. Yeah. And then also, so I received like three offers when I was about to graduate, but at the time, since the job market wasn't really like going well, so I actually like started applying for Korean-based company as well. So out of three offers that I got when I was about to graduate, two of them were from Korean company who has an office in the US. And one was the cold application, but after applying for them, like I reached out to my connection. I tried to find someone on LinkedIn and reached out to them. I think that helped my the process a little bit. And then the other came from a recruiter on LinkedIn. So that staffing company was working with the Korean client, and then they wanna have someone who can speak both Korean and English. So that's how they found me, and then they reached out to me, and I had two interviews with their client, and I got the job as well. And the other one was from NGO in DC. Their like objective was to connect women in business. So I highlighted my educational like background in philosophy, where I learned how to have more sustainable like business decisions and that kind of thing. So yeah, I like what I try to say is it's really important to have a strategy and keep the track of your application so you can know what's working for you and what's not working for you. So you can focus your like energy to the area that is working actually. So yeah, I'm this
Wonderful.
is my journey. Yeah,
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I
thank
love
you.
your advice.
Yeah, any question are welcome afterward. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. And Jonathan, you're next. Do you hear me, Jonathan?
I'm sorry. That was bad connection. My bad. Hey everyone, it's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Ranganathan, but people call me Ranga because it's shorter. A lot of them don't get my name for right at the first time, which is fine. I totally understand. All right. So I graduated from data science, like Jiwoo. Likewise, we were classmates too at a point of time. And right now I work as a data scientist for this pharmaceutical company called Millipore Sigma. They are known as Millipore Sigma in the US, but outside US they're called as Merck and Company. So, all right. Fun fact. It's been quite a journey for me. Um, Likewise, I was searching for a job like everyone. The market was too difficult at that point of time. I wouldn't say it was. I mean, it still is bad. Do not lose your hope though. There are so many other opportunities out there. I would say that first thing, reach out to a lot of people. People will not respond. People definitely will not respond at the first, but then trust me, give it some time, and at the right opportunity and the right time, you will get it. That you do 100 cold emails or messages to random people, apply, message people. People will maybe not right away respond to you, but they definitely will at some point of time. I have an example. That's the reason why I'm saying that. So one of my friends, he he reached out to a person, and then I don't want to name the company or anything, but he reached out to a person probably about like 4 months back. He reached out again after 2 months, and then after 2 months, none of it worked out. But then, when an opportunity came in, the person who he texted got back to him and then said that please apply to this job opportunity. Even though if it's an internship, this might help you extend your OPT or just even maybe start it, right? So um, persistence is the key for sure. And about my journey, I got this job. I wouldn't say this job because I started as an intern. And in fact, I got that internship mostly because of Melissa's help. And I came to her for my resume review. She helped me so much in getting my resume straight. And then, all the keywords and right terms and everything. I had 2 years of work experience as a data analyst before coming to the US and doing my data science. Um, that did help me a little. It does not hurt to have work experience. And it's also fine if you don't have work experience. People still do succeed. You just need a starting fire. That's it. I would say that another thing that is very important is do not lose hope and keep trying because in especially career fairs will help you a lot. I got my internship because of a career fair. Uh, I did not have hopes. That was my first career fair. I barely knew what I was doing in my career fair. I just randomly went, spoke to people, gave my resume. Um, there's no right or wrong in a career fair, I would say, because I've attended a couple of career fairs and I've also gotten a callbacks only because of career fairs. Cold applications do not work, right? See, that's the thing. There, I'm not saying that this is the right thing to do, but there are different methods. Some things work out for some people, some don't, right? The thing that worked out for me was talking to people, getting to know them. Um, and another quick tip when you're doing a career fair is not always talk about yourself. Talk more about them, get to know them personally, and not to a very personal level, but at least uh, know that, I mean, make them know that you care about them and genuinely be interested in what they're doing, what kind of stuff they're working on, and anything that you might have worked interestingly and which might align with their company goals or whatever they're talking about, because that will spark and ignite interest in them as well. Yeah, so coming back to my journey, I know I backpacked a little, but coming back to my journey, I worked as an intern for 3 months. It got extended to a fall internship as well. But then after that, I thought that was a full stop for me. But then my manager really liked my work. And then when he met with another manager, that's when he recommended me. And then that's when I got my new job as a full-time data analyst, sorry, data scientist. And it's been great now. I've been learning a lot. Since it's a pharmaceutical company, there's a lot to learn. Always keep learning, and learning is the key, I would say. Yeah, that's about myself. Any questions, feel free to ask after all the interactive connect. Thank you so much.
I love all the advice we're getting. We're only halfway through, and I already feel like we have so much great information here. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm kind of going, I guess I'm going counterclockwise. Tammy?
Oh, sure. I was thinking like it was alphabetical, so I was like, okay, I'll be the last person. But yeah, so I think like Jiu and Ranga has both highlighted a lot about networking. My journey has been a bit on the other extreme side of these people. The thing is like I did not get a summer internship. So I had like I worked uh, with my part-time professor, like the person in the university. Afterwards, basically, even after I graduated, I was giving like a lot of interviews, but most of them were like either like ghosting or they were just not giving the offer out quickly. So I had to wait almost like 2 months after my graduation to get an offer. That's when I got an offer in LexisNexis. I'll tell you a little bit about how I got the role. So in the like in the job application phase, what I used to do is whatever like whoever I have met in the university, whether they be my classmates who have got the jobs or they be my seniors. I used to get note down the company names, like where they are working currently, which role they are working, and I had created one Excel sheet where I maintained all these things. And what I used to do every morning, just go onto each and every company's website and just look at if they have any roles available in the recent times. So what happens is, if in the current market it's so competitive that within an hour the company gets 500 applications for one particular role. So it's harder even if you ask for a referral. 100 people have already taken a referral from the same person that you are asking to. So the time is the key, I would say. Just make sure and try to apply as soon as possible. And I would say, like I said, like maintain a list. And what I do is like I just I used to reach out to the people who work at that company, and I would say, oh, this is the opening, and can you refer me to this? And I would be straightforward in my intention. If I wanted a referral, I will just ask for a referral. Sometimes similar to like Melissa like has reviewed my resume. So similar to that, I have like reviewed like other people's resume as well. So don't hesitate if you want a resume review from a professional working in industry, I've seen like people who have worked for like 10 years, 15 years, they also are like open to review your resume. So it does not hurt to get your resume reviewed 5 times, 6 times, so that it will be uh, the best out of like all that you can prepare. So I did that. I reviewed my resume with Melissa. I reviewed my resume with 3 or 4 other people, and then I got to the stage that, oh, this resume could be at least shortlisted by the ATS system. So that way, I reached out to one of my seniors who was working at LexisNexis, and fortunately, my luck was good that she knew the hiring manager. Then she just took an extra effort for me because I had maintained such a good rapport with her. She reached out to the hiring manager, and that's how she referred me. Then, of course, it's up to you to crack the interviews, but at least getting to that interview stage is something that happens if you are persistent, as Ranga said, and your timing is good, and of course, your resume should be good. So that's what I would recommend. And I think Gio and Ranga has already like given so good, like so many good advices, and I would agree with them on top of whatever I have told. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me after this introduction, and I would give it over to Shreyas.
Wonderful, Shreyas. You're on.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Melissa, and for this opportunity. And so, something about me, and I graduated with all these people for 2024, and before this, I worked in India for almost like 2 years as a mix of software developer and data analyst. I was dealing with both data and software development parallelly, which led me to pursue more in data science and know a lot of machine learning and deep learning, which got me to the way of masters in data science at George Washington University. I was before starting my masters, I was literally scared of like how will I get the job, how will I get the internship, and things like that. And I didn't lose hope. And during this journey, I mainly focused on building these 4 things in my first semester. The main 4 things which helped me get where I am is the job portfolio, like personal portfolio, where I show up all my projects, experience about me, everything. And the second thing is the LinkedIn, have a good LinkedIn profile. And the third thing is having a good GitHub link to your portfolio, where people can visit your portfolio and get to the projects or work experience of LinkedIn. And the fourth thing is reaching out and things like that. So something about my journey during my master's summer, I did like 2 internships until my graduation. One with Mel Tools, it's a camera manufacturing company, and the second thing is ARP. It's for senior people in United States, where they give a lot of benefits, and it really helped me do a lot of data science work and get me where I am. And the after my graduation, now I'm working as a business intelligence analyst at OnTrack. It's a logistics company where where I'm currently working on operations and kind of sales side of the team. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for last couple of years. And something about job search tips, like I really appreciate what all three gave. It's really good advice. But something more I could add to that is finding job posts of people posting the jobs, right? So I got all my opportunities through this technique, and I used to find the job post of people posting it using certain keywords. The LinkedIn provides you an opportunity to search for post. So, for example, you can search like a simple data analyst with quotes hiring, so which will give you all the job posts that has been posted by certain people for last 24 hours or something like that. That gave me all the internship full-time opportunities until now. I used to reach out to them who has posted, and I used to get call back, and that's how I landed in interview and finally get the job. So apart from that, I used to ask referrals in a smart way than in a random way, or reaching out in a random way. So the first one is reaching out to people who had posted the job and reaching out to referrals. So what I used to do is, like, I used to search for recent jobs posted. Like if I get up and in the morning, I used to search for new jobs that has been posted for the last 24 hours. I used to not look at maybe like 24 hours ago. I used to look at 1 hour ago, 2 hour ago job post, and kind of apply it to them. And then I used to ask for referral at least to like 5 people. If I get the referral, I used to like use any alternative emails or something like that to get the referrals. So that makes sure that we have a referral to and a job application to. If we don't get the referrals, we are first in the line to get the job, right? Like to see the job application for people. And the third thing is something like that worked out to my friend is a virtual job fair. So you can get to know a lot of virtual job fair that happens over the internet. You can attend that, talk to people, and get the job interviews. That's the another thing. And next thing is yeah, obviously, as Tanmay said, ask referrals for one in your connections. It may be your friend, it may be your senior, it may be your someone you met in the school or something like that. Definitely, that's useful to get the referrals. And overall, yeah, this has been my journey, and it's been good. And thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. I think you can all recognize that there are a lot of different ways to get from point A to point B. And in a market that's competitive, you want to try all different kinds of ways. There's no one right way to do this. But you can incorporate all of these tips into a job search. Okay, so mindful of time, want to open this up to questions. You can unmute yourself and ask a question. You're also welcome to type a question in the chat. And while you're thinking of questions and typing your questions, I'm going to just kick it off with, what do you think are the most important things to highlight in your resume? And feel free to just unmute yourself, panelists, and jump in.
I might have an answer. I mean, it might not be the right one, but might work. I would say that rather than focusing on projects do help a lot, but rather than focusing on projects, the existing stuff that you do in college, make sure that you have an impact on how you did it. For example, you did a machine learning project about forecasting something, right? But what did the forecasting model do for you? How did it benefit someone? And having those benefits is meaningful rather than, also another thing is that ChatGPT or any AI model can be only helpful to a very small extent, because these days a lot of them are using everything, right? So you do not want to look the same as everyone. To stand, you need to stand like the person, or you need to stand tall. So for that, you need to make sure that you have the right keywords that you do. Make sure that you have a lot of keywords in, and those keywords should not feel like it's a filler. Rather, it should feel like you actually mean it and you integrated that with the work that you have done, and have a professional impact of what you did. And for example, if you worked before, have an impact of what the summary did, rather than saying that, for example, I just coded a module that does this, right? So how did that module help the company, or how did it help the business, right? If it was for an NGO, how did it impact people? Or you did a research. What does your research give as a whole? Rather than saying that I use this model, I use that model, rather go for the impact that it created. That's something that I would suggest.
Yeah, that's true. Like to add on to that, like each bullet point should stand on its own. And my only intention was to not to exceed 2 lines, and we should answer these kind of question, like what was the business problem, and what was the technical solution built, and what was the quantitative impact on the business, right? And so maybe if you have done a large projects and cannot be detailed in a two like single 2 line bullet points, like you can divide it into different aspects, right? One bullet for maybe like feature engineering, or one for modeling, and one for explainability. And yeah, each still following the format. And for projects, I would say also to follow the first central tenet, like each bullet should stand out in its own, but instead of business qualitative impact or quantitative impact, you can like compare to the work, like state of the art of the field. Like suppose you can take F1 score, or maybe like accuracy or something like that. What would be the standard of maybe a problem? So you can compare what you got versus what you get. So that's a kind of interesting information you can provide in the resume.
I'd like to add something, like those are all really valuable insights. And I wanna say that you gotta more, if you can, you gotta more focused on project that you solve the real world problem other than the project that you did in the class, because like the project you did in the class, I know that it meant a lot for me, but like as interviewers, they are more interested in um like the project that you did in your like past like prior work experience, or even like capstone project, where the other how would I say, other like real business clients are in. Because if I'm being honest, like the project in class, everyone in your class would do the project, right? So it's really, really hard to differentiate yourself from all those students who do the project. So yeah, I would like to highlight the fact. So I think it's really important to expose yourself into the real job opportunities, even it's unpaid. Like I think you gotta at least build some professional experiences, and then then you're gonna be able to talk about that more, and then the job, like hiring people would be more interested in that, I feel like.
Just to conclude on this, as like everybody has said all the right things, I think your all the resume, like all the points that you write in your work experience in your projects, you should ask like three questions to those points, whether like the objective of the uh, project or the work that you did, is that being highlighted in your point? What tech you have used? Let's say if you have used Python or SQL or cloud, is that being mentioned? And what was the result of it? If you have built a machine learning model, what was the accuracy and what it really achieved? Like if that's the accuracy, then what did it entail? Did it Was it used to save, let's say, was it used to optimize some processes? Was it used to improve something? You need to be able to highlight all these things, all these 3 points in your like bullet points. Second thing I would say, in the text section, like in the skills section, you should try to mention the skill sets that you have used in any and all the project and work experiences that you had, just so that they will be able to see, okay, in the skills, if you have written Python, in the bullet points also, they can see, oh, you have done this using Python. So that way they can ensure that, oh, you're not writing the skill just for the sake of the ATS. You have actually used it somewhere. So that's my just 2 cents.
That is terrific. We have a couple of questions in the chat. So the first one, as a professional, would you hire people who don't even have a year of work experience? And we can kind of also frame that as, what do you tell somebody who hasn't worked at all or in this field?
I would say the internships are really important in that case, because getting an internship like is definitely easier than like landing on a for like full-time roles. Well, I know that like getting an internship is like hard these days as well, but I feel like people are expecting less. The team is expecting less when you are an intern compared to you're just a professional like position. So I would say like since you are a student, you have lots of resources that provided by school, and then we have a like our program have a capstone project where they connect you with other like World Bank or other organization outside of school. I think it's really important for you to get that chance and then try to build your project and network like throughout that. Like
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah, even I would say like even in worst case scenario, if you have not been able to get an internship during summer, I would say just work on interesting projects. Like you said earlier that if you have like real world projects like which have like impact, you can highlight those things. Even if you are a fresher, these projects will help you land a role. Basically, you need to be able to sell yourself, uh, for the lack of a better word. You need to be able to sell yourself as whatever, let's say, a data analyst or a data scientist. Your resume should reflect what you are. So if you are able to do that, I would say a fresher can also get like land a role.
Also, I know that there are lots of platforms that offering volunteer project that you can apply for. So I think that would be really like helpful if you don't have any work experience, even though it's volunteering, but then you would have actual client and then the problem that you need to solve. So yeah, just wanted to add that.
Excellent pieces of advice and a hard question. All right. I'm going to read this. This one's a little bit longer. I don't have prior hands-on experience with ML ops, but I'm actively learning about tools like Docker, ML Flow, CI/CD, and scalable ML pipelines. What level of ML ops knowledge is expected for, let's say, a typical entry-level kind of role? And would working on relevant projects help bridge the gap?
I can listen here. I think it definitely will. Projects definitely do help a lot. But if you're a fresher and you're joining a company or you're attending an interview, I feel like they would focus more on the basics. So a lot of them do not generally go into a deeper dive. So I have attended a couple of interviews, not particular to ML ops and stuff, but there are questions that come at the most basic level because people expect to be asked harder questions. Most of the times, I don't think people can answer the most basic questions. So you follow the structure the most. So build your structure based off of smaller knowledge. Go go to the most bottom of the stuff that you can be asked. And I think that's where everything starts. They build from there. So they do not typically start from the top of a mountain. They go from the bottom so that to test your understanding on how your base knowledge is and then move up to a difficult questions. So typically for a fresher, I don't think they're going to be asking a lot of difficult questions because they know that you don't have any experience and they do not expect you to have that much of a knowledge too. Having knowledge is good, but you don't need to have necessary experience in that field. But projects definitely do help.
Anybody else want to jump in?
Uh, yeah, like so, like Ranga said, like you can, like the basics are important. If your foundation is not built strong, then of course, even if you learn like fancy terms, it's not going to help you. So understand, like if you have the basic understanding of MLOps, like how it works, how all the tools are used. Nobody's expecting to be like for you to be a master in that tool, but at least you need to know how to use it, which skill set are necessary for using the, for example, for Docker and like MLOps, Linux is also one of the core things. So you need to know your basic Linux commands. Then if you are working on a project, you'll be able to see, okay, so a typical project workflow happens like this way. So if you are able to explain your project, explain the skill set regarding MLOps in terms of a project, uh, it will highlight more, like it will leave an impression on the interviewer, I would say. Yeah.
Terrific. Okay, I think kind of on a related level, do you think data structure and algorithm leak code is a priority for entry-level interviews? Shreyas?
Yeah. For this, I would say based on the interviews I've attended and based on the what I have heard, SQL is really important. Whatever data role you attend, so I would say to grind SQL as much as possible. First, know the basics, obviously, but definitely the Amazon or Facebook or Meta or Google, they first round if you attend a data role, they ask SQL things, and the second thing is what I've heard is they do focus on one good visualization project you have worked on. So they asked about what are the visualization project, what are the kind of roadmap you use to build a kind of visualization tool. So the like Python level DSA lead code, it's I think it's really rare for a data scientist. Maybe for a machine learning engineer that they may ask, but for data scientist or data analyst or something like that, they may not ask. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say the same. Like based on the coding test that I been, the SQL was the must, and then sometime like basic Python to see if you are not lying on your resume, I would say. And then one the most like interesting data scientist coding test that I've ever been was they gave you three problems that in Python or any other language that you can use. It was building a model, classification models, and like processing the data and then building a classification model. It was like the level of I would say just regular machine learning class quiz or even midterm, I'll say. But since they have a limited time and then you cannot like search it online, it was a little challenging. But so I think it's really important to not um rely on just not like just searching it online, but also like important to know the syntax that you are using and then like yeah, because I was like, oh, like this is the function that I always use, but I cannot come up with the like syntax right now sort of thing. But I think that also the key for coding test is like constantly saying what you are trying to do here, because in that case they can understand your logic or algorithm that you are using, and then they actually can help like, oh, that function you're looking for is this, oh, that. So yeah, I think it's important to communicate with interviewers.
Yeah, like like whatever you said, like I actually faced it during three interviews, and like two of my interviews like happened on a notepad. So I had just notepad opened, and they told me, okay, we need you to write this particular code, and I did not have any ID or anything to help me with the writing the functions. So I had to write everything. But like you said, like what I did, I started vocally saying that, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I tried writing the function. And then these people came to know, okay, the interviewer came to know, okay, I am able to do the problem solving. I just don't know the exact syntax. Then they help me, oh, are you looking for this particular option? Then I used to write those options. Then I could recollect, oh, yeah, I have written this option and done those things. So I would say definitely do that. And in terms of like lead code or hacker rank kind of thing, I would say like at least do easy level problems for Python, the data structure thing, and if possible, medium to hard level SQL problems. Hard level, if you are able to do hard level problems, you are good with SQL. You won't ever feel that. Yeah.
Excellent. Other questions, folks? We still have some time. While you're thinking, I'm going to follow up on that question about entry-level interviews and ask our panelists, what resources did you use to prep for these tech interviews? Were there specific places that you went to find questions, problem sets, people modeling how to answer these things?
I can answer that. So there are a lot of online tools that do that, but a normal Google search would give us most of the basic questions that they would ask. Here, honestly, ChatGPT helped me a lot in terms of preparations, and your friend will definitely help you a lot. Give them the questions, ask them what they think. If they're in the same department, great. That's even better because they'll know the answer and they'll know where you're going wrong. Or I would say that um, talk to people online. I've had a coach, so I met someone from one of the career fairs. I was in a good rapport with them. I went on a call with them. I asked them, "What do you rate my confidence level, and can you give me a mock interview?" Like these are the questions. They don't necessarily have to be in your field. They need to know the keywords and what a recruiter might look at, and even all that. And AI would be able to give you that simply, and that will definitely help you analyze in terms of your confidence level, how friendly you are. This is one. This might also be in one important thing in an interview. They also look at how sociable you are, how I wouldn't say extrovert. How how much easy are you to interact with? Maybe I'm not using the right term, but basically you should be easily approachable. Then people should be able to ask you questions, and even if you don't know the answer, you should be confident enough to say that I'll be able to learn them in the future. If given the time, I definitely will. They also always look at your willingness to learn because that is one of the most important thing that you definitely will face in a job. You possibly cannot know everything in what you're doing. You always have to learn something or the other. That's all I have.
Yeah. Like to add on that, to be honest, I feel like resources are enough. It's just like my willingness to do that all, like that matters more. Important to track any interview like reviews, like like Glassdoor or some other like platforms like that. They have like you can like leave a review after the interview. That really helped me a lot on like what's their focus, if that resources are available. So I think that's also important.
Excellent. We've got one more question, I think, before we break up. For data visualization, is Python preferred over tools like Tableau, Power BI, or does it not matter?
So I'll take that. So I would say like it's like when you are starting with data science, I would say to learn the visualization tools or visualization types using Python, and then move to Power BI or Tableau, because I feel during coding you learn a lot of things of access and different kind of visualization that you do with Python. And once you get into Tableau, it doesn't matter because skills are transferable, and you can do either of them uh, with either of the tools like Tableau, Power BI, or Looker. It's the same thing, just different types of buttons and clicks. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, it depends on like if you're thinking about it from the perspective of interview, look at the role and then decide like uh, and right now, I think in the market, people who have skill set in Power BI and Tableau are really required, and you will see like a lot of roles mentioning those things. So I would say like you can learn like either of the tool, either Tableau or Power BI. As Shreya said, like the skills are transferable. And Python, again, like Python is the basics for everything. So if you know visualization in Python, you can never go wrong on it.
Yeah, I
Terrific.
also
Go ahead,
sorry.
Diwo. No, you go ahead.
Yeah, I also feel like the same. I think it depends on the role and it depends on the team, like what they are using in there. inside of their organization. But I think the most important thing is like, what are you gonna present? It's not about the like chart type, I mean, like not like the program type that you're using, but like why do you need to visualize this data, and then what are you gonna do to like make that chart efficient for the target audience. So I think that matters a lot, since I am working with marketing a lot, that they are not really familiar with the Python code or anything. So I tend to use more Tableau or Power BI visualization tool to give my data to them, because it's gonna be easier for them to understand. So I think this kind of like flexible like mindset that try to identify the problem and then solve that problem is more important. But I recommend you to have both skill sets, since like as my friend said, it's pretty transferable, and then not that hard if you have something in mind to present.
That is great. I cannot thank you all enough. I have learned so much, and I know that our students have learned so much as well. We really appreciate your time, and you all, you're excited about what you do, and that's infectious, and that gets me excited also.